2. It's your man T with Arizona Riders Club. Trying something new here, just chilling inside the car. Wanted to go on live and have a conversation with you guys, find out how you're doing. How's everybody doing today? It is Saturday. Kind of tired, so forgive me. But we're still going to get into this because y'all know how we do it. All nighter, just like college. All right, so let me try to keep this camera as still as possible, okay? Today we're going to talk about what vehicles are worth it when you're at the auction. So I've got a routine that I use when I go to the auction. Typically, what I'll do is I'll go on the auction online, check out some vehicles that I think may be in my price range, also within a limited amount of miles, right? And make sure that there's no body damage in the pictures. So I'll view it in the pictures. I'll take a look at the Carfax. I will also look at the vehicle history report, maintenance report. I do have access to a bunch of these things. So, I will take a look at all of those things while I'm at it. So, after doing that, it's time to get it in, right? So then you go to the auction to check out the vehicles, drive them around, make sure that they're in good condition, inspect them. T's 160-point inspection. All right, I'm just messing with y'all. I'm going to give it my inspection. I'll go through electrical, we'll go through mechanical, we'll go through interior, exterior, paint, body, things of that nature, right? So we'll go through all around the car. So let's start with electrical. Oh, no, let's start with interior. So as soon as I get into the car, I'm going to take a look at the interior, front seat, back seats, side doors, carriage top or the roof, sunroof. Well, I guess that would kind of go into electrical, but either way, sometimes you could visually see if there's a problem with the sunroof. I will take a look at the carpets. I will also take a look at, just the dash. Make sure if it's leather that it's in good condition. There's no cracks, things like that. Seat belts, stuff like that. So after I do that, we go straight into the electrical aspect of it. Check all the windows, check all the lights, check all the locks, check the sunroof, the radio, the horn, make sure the turn signals are working. I check all 4 windows or however many windows are on there, right? Check the sunroof. If it's a convertible top, we're going to check the top. We'll check all the digital displays. We'll check all the preferences or options that you have on the steering wheel to make sure that those work. We'll check the AC. We'll check, drive shaft. Kind of just take it through the entire transmission from drive all the way down. Yo, that was funny. How are you? PC TV, man. Thanks for joining in. I really appreciate that. And that was funny. Yeah, first thing you check is the brake pedal. So yeah, you definitely want to check the gas pedal and the brake pedal, make sure that those are looking good. So then after I'm looking at the electrical aspects of the car, lighting, inside lighting, outside lighting. I think I said that already, but just in case I missed it, we'll check the lighting. So then once I check the interior and I check the electrical, then it's time to take it for a test drive. So what I'm looking for and what I'm listening for when I take a car for a test drive is I'm listening for sounds, right? Any kind of strange sound that you typically would not hear when you're driving a car. I usually turn off the radio. I try to turn off the AC. I am in Arizona now, so y'all know how it gets out here. But we've got pretty good weather so far. I think we have about another month or so. Yeah, thumbs up to you, my man. Actually, I just watched one of your videos, man. Keep up the great content. I like it. Keep it coming, man. I really appreciate and admire you because you're putting out some really good videos. So keep up the good work, man. So after what I'm listening for is squeaks, squeals, screeches, grinding, anything that's abnormal. If you can get in that car, turn off everything, maybe even roll down the windows so as you're driving, you can listen to the car. If it's making any kind of weird sounds, you can kind of pinpoint where that sound is coming from And when you do your physical inspection and your visual inspection outside, maybe you can see if maybe the brakes are loose, or maybe it needs some new tires. Um, Okay, perfect, man. This is one of I don't do a lot of lives, so I'm really excited to see when some of the subscribers are interacting. And I try to jump on everyone else's lives as well, just to kind of throw in, make sure the algorithm is giving you your props, giving you some thumbs up, because I know how hard it is to make these videos, edit these videos, take time out of your life to go out and do what you need to do. So, hey guys, you guys give me motivation, keep it up. So if you hear anything strange, get out there and look for it. All right. So you take it for a test drive. And some of the common things that I find when I'm test driving a car is suspension, suspension issues. And most of the lots that I go to are gravel, right? So it's going to give you a really good indicator of, is this suspension intact, or does it have some problems with it? So that's probably one of the main situations that I'm dealing with. And then you have to consider, hey, do I want to put some money into this car, or am I okay with just buying it as is, right? I don't want to put any money into any vehicle I buy. I want it off the lot. I want it running. I don't want to have to pay for tires. I don't even want to have to pay for gas. Usually I have to, right? But I don't even want to have to pay for gas. So when I'm inspecting these vehicles, I'm looking for the pristine, top of the top vehicles that I can buy so I can get them out, get them off, and get rid of them. I don't want to put too much time into it. Now, if it's personally for me, I will, kind of lax that rule a little bit, specifically because the cars that I like usually aren't the cars that other people like. Now, the most recent car that I bought was a Mazda 5, and it's a weird looking vehicle, man. It's like crossover meets minivan, and I think the thing absolutely ugly. As a fellow flipper for many years, I always said, you make your money when you buy it, you get paid when you sell it. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Good morning, Mercy. How are you? I don't know what time it is where you're at, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty early. Thanks for joining in. I really appreciate that. So, yeah, as my man just said, you make your money when you buy it. And I take that to heart because I've got myself into situations where I lost money on cars. I remember early in the game, I bought an Audi A6 V8, right? I love this car. It was absolutely stunning, amazing, drove good. Here's what I didn't realize. With Audi A6s, V8s, they have a timing belt problem. All of them. It's a known issue, right? And with me not understanding that this was a recall, I went and got the car anyway. Little do you know, I ended up losing a ton of money on that car, and that was a learning lesson for me to make sure that you're doing your research on these vehicles before you purchase them. Now, you're not always going to hit, right? You're not always going to hit, but in that circumstance, my eyes were a little bit bigger than my pockets. So, I've learned, you live and you learn. Got rid of that thing a long, long time ago, and didn't make any money on it. Like I said, I lost money on it. So, oh, just woke up, huh? You're welcome. Hey, I saw that video that you just recently did. That was a great video. Keep up the great work. It actually makes me are you in Thailand, or are you in Philippines? I think you're in Thailand, and it's been on my bucket list because I just got into the travel game. And I'm sorry for digressing, everyone, but when I'm interacting with my people, I'm gonna definitely have a conversation. So we'll get back to this in a quick second. But if you're still in here, Mercy, are you in Thailand or are you in the Philippines? Just let me know. Either way, I'm going to both. So maybe I'll see you one day. So yeah, Mercy, go check out her channel. Go check out PCTV. They both have some great information and great videos out there. So thanks, guys. So back to the Audi A6. I think I was cursed for a while. Oh, okay, thank you. I'm here in Thailand. Okay, cool, cool. So congrats. So yeah, I think I'm cursed because my wife got into an accident in another Audi. Um, what was it? Root beer brown, beautiful car, Audi A6, but it was the V6 this time. Um, then that happened with the Audi A6 V8, and now I'm kind of scared to buy an Audi right now. I told myself I'm gonna give it some time before I buy an Audi. It's gonna be a little bit, but we'll get back in there. You know, nothing scares T that much, right? All right, I won't refer to myself in third person anymore. Nothing scares me that much anymore. So let's finish this off with the outside inspection. Okay, so I'm not the only one. I don't feel bad at all. I just it sits bad with me. I really haven't touched an Audi in quite some time. I would say like 6 years, 6 or 7 years. Yeah. So the outside inspection, when you're going outside the inspection, what I do is I roll down all the windows, I open all of the car doors, and I pop the hood and I pop the trunk. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you, PCTV. So once I make my rounds, I roll up all the windows each individually. I lock and unlock each individual door, and then I go into the trunk to make sure there's a spare. Like I said, I don't want to have to pay for anything. Yeah, hands off those suckers. I'm with you, man. I make sure there's a spare, make sure the trunk is intact. You know, typically you can tell how good a quality a car is by the interior. Now, it's not always, right? It's not always. But if you jump in a car and it smells like something disgusting, 9 times out of 10, they didn't take care of the engine either. One thing that I notice is usually the interior matches the engine. Now, you see a tore up interior, you go to the engine, it's looking pretty rusty as well. So that's a good barometer to say, okay, is the interior intact? Is it looking good? All right, now let's go take a look at the engine. So we'll mosey our way all the way around that vehicle, head up in and get up under the skirt, pop the hood, and what I'm looking for is any ticks, any leaks, any oil spills. Is the engine bay dirty? Is it grimy? Are the hoses, are they malleable? Are they, or do they have some strength to them? Right? Do the belts look good? Do they look frayed? Just a visual inspection. Now, sometimes this is difficult depending on the model of vehicle because they've got that plastic on top to make it look real pretty, but it could look very disturbing when you take that plastic off. So, usually, smell, sight, and hearing are going to help you out when you're actually reviewing a car or giving it an inspection. If you smell oil, you smell fluid, or you smell something that's just not all right, there's a problem. If you hear squeaking, screeching, squealing, there's a problem. Now, it could be that it's just a belt, right? But do you want to take that chance? Do you? You know I don't. All right. So, any screeching, and now when I'm reviewing the car, if I see imperfections, if I see problems, that automatically brings my price down. Okay, this car is worth, and I'm just giving you a hypothetical. This car is worth $6,000. All right. There's a little damage on the door. All right, we're gonna take it down to 5,500. One of the windows don't work. All right, we're gonna take it down to 5,000. They need a new hose. All right, we're gonna take it down to 4,500. And that's how I kind of continually progress around the car to say, all right, if I have to put anything into this car, I'm taking it off the rip, right out front. So you probably agree with me, PC TV. But after that inspection, I give it my rating. Okay, we give it 1, 2, or 3. 3, absolutely minimum amount will I spend on this car. It's got to be, and I'm talking minimum. I'm talking 500 to $1,000. I will not spend five. I will not spend more than $1,000 on this car if I rank it a 3. It's because it has a lot of problems or just problems I really don't want to deal with, and my time is money. So if I have to replace something, hey, I better get this thing for mighty cheap. Mercy. 2, Two would be right there in the middle. Not bad, but not great. Has some imperfections, may have something wrong. maybe a small electrical problem, maybe need some new tires, something to where I'm gonna have to spend some money on this vehicle, but it's in good condition. All right. So I'll rank it a 2 at that point. One, no issues whatsoever. This car can be sold right as I drive it off. And usually that's how we get it done. If it's a 1, we're getting this thing out of the door before the weekend, right? We're getting this thing sold. So I'm typically looking for the 1s. Most of the cars that I'm purchasing are going to be in the 1 condition. Now, I miss out on a lot of deals doing this, but you know what? I would much rather not deal with the headache than have to go around and start replacing things and run into issues and dump a lot of money into a vehicle. We're not doing that over here with the Arizona Riders Club. Now, once I get my shop, it may change, right? I may have a little more leeway with the things that I'm willing to do because I can let a car sit for a week or two. Right now, you get them in, you get them out. What's that slogan? First in, first out. Yeah, first in, first out. That's what we're doing. FIFO. So that's an old accounting term. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but so once we do that, we're in business. We come back home, we get online, we do our research on how much are the cars going for online. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of saying, okay, this car, Blue Book, is worth blank, right? However, you're not probably going to you may not get Blue Book for this vehicle. So you have to keep that in mind. So I'm primarily on social media when I'm selling my vehicles, and sometimes Auto Trader and other instances like that. College Times, we have a paper out here called the New Times, as well as the College Times, where it's a bunch of universities that are conglomerated together. That one's a hotcake. If you're not on the College Times in your city, you better get on it because that's a gold mine. So here are a couple cars that I've been looking at just recently. All right, ride with me real quick. We'll get through this list pretty quick and we'll end this out. I know y'all got things to do. Okay, we had a 2015 Nissan Altima. Um, we had a 2014 Hyundai Sonata. We had a 2014 Chevrolet Equinox. We had a, what is that? Oh, 2013 Scion. I took it off my list because it was a non-runner. Looked beautiful, wouldn't start. 2013 Nissan Altima, 2013 Ford Edge. I was on the fence with that one because it had 159,000 on it, and I usually go for cars that have less than 150,000 miles on it. But it was in really good condition. So like I said, I'll compromise. I'll definitely compromise. You take care too, PCTV. 2010 Volvo C70 T5, which was a great car. 2010 Dodge Charger. 2010 Audi A Q5. That one was one of my favorites. 2013 Dodge Avenger. 2001 Volvo S60. 2014 Ford Escape. And we're not going to talk about the ones that I took off my list. There was an X5, 2008, 2003 GMC Envoy, 2006 Hummer H3. And if you go take a look at my videos, I actually did a review of the H3. That thing was boss. And I missed out on it because it went for a really, really good price. So, you snooze, you lose. 2005 Mercedes SL 500. I also did a review on that one. 2006 Acura TL. A Mazda Tribute, not quite sure what year it was, and a Buick Century with 86,000 miles on it. Now, this Buick Century was like a 99 with 86,000. Here's what I'm going to tell you about Buicks. Typically, they're owned by elderly people. Typically, elderly people don't drive much. Typically, elderly people who own vehicles really take care of their cars. So if you get an old school Buick and it looks like it's only got 86,000 miles and it's about 25 years old, something sometimes doesn't compute. It's because that individual wasn't driving that car. Grandma had it in the garage and all she did was take it out to go get her medication and go to the store. That's about it. Looks like somebody else just joined. Let me take a look at the comments real quick. Hold on. I want to give you a shout out. Colin Klimakosa. Hey, man, thanks for the support. I really appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in, man. Really, really appreciate that. Thanks. Hey, nice. Welcome. We got a new rider with this. I appreciate the ad or the subscription, and I'll go take a look at your channel as well. If you have any content, I'll subscribe as well. So hey, I really appreciate that. Thank you, Mercy. So we're gonna end it with this. Thank you so much for joining with me. It's Tea with Arizona Riders Club. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and you know what? Ride with us.